And a very good afternoon to you, and welcome here to Abbottstown. It's for the Centra National Camogie League Division 3A final. My name is Killian Whelan, and between now and I suppose around the 3:30 mark, we'll be bringing you the best of the action from this final between Armagh and Roscommon. I've been joined by representatives from both counties. Ciara Hughes and Ivan Smith has joined me. Ciara, we're going to go with you. We tossed the coin. Armagh have come out on top. Armagh back in a juncture of being in a league final. Hasn't been a league title won in 10 years, I think it is now, but would probably be the hot favourites for this.
Yeah, I suppose, Killian, 2 years ago we had Laois here, so we did, so we came out on top of that one. So they kind of were promoted then to Division 2 last year. Unfortunately, didn't stay up and we're back down again. So I think their big thing this year is to get back up to Division 2, where they want to be, and play on that kind of high level, faster camogie, So yeah, it's a big game for them, and they're hoping to hopefully get over the line.
Yeah, and for that crew, since PJ has obviously come in, he probably has told me a little bit off mic that probably took him a while to get to know the group and the girls last year, that maybe he's a little bit more clued into what's going on in Armagh Camogie this year.
Yeah, absolutely. He made a great start last year getting them to the final, but as you say, the experience then coming in from last year and then being kind of looking at the minors too. He's pulled up a couple even to start as well today, which is huge, and plenty on the sub bench. So I think that experience from last year is going to stand him hopefully this year.
Into finals obviously last year, and as regards the league, the Premier Junior against Laois, probably was a bit of a chastening performance ultimately at the end. The relegation and everything, I'm sure it hurt. So these girls, from what I've known of them of the last 7-8 years covering them in streams, they're a talented crew and they want to show their worth obviously now at national level. Yeah,
absolutely. They're 2 years in the bounce losing an All-Ireland Junior title, so it's there. They just have to get across the line, and this is the big stepping stone today, is to win this and then push on then for championship.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Right, well, Ivan joins us from a Roscommon point of view. Ivan, Mary needs very little introduction, but she did make a bold pledge last year when she took over as manager that in 3 years she hoped to be winning an All-Ireland with this crew.
Yeah, and that was even what you were saying last year as well. She's the type of personality, second isn't of any interest to her whatsoever. Even though Roscommon will enter this game as underdogs, there is a sense that she will have them filled with belief that they can do this. They've lost Armagh 6 times in the last 3 years, but for her, the slate will be wiped clean today. I get the sense that they're going to really attack this, see this as an opportunity. They have the experience of last year's Division 3A league final losing to Laois, so at least they're not coming into it with that extra baggage of not knowing the occasion. They know the occasion now, they know what they need to do, so it's just up to them to go out and probably put in their best performance in quite a few years, because that's what it's going to take.
Yeah, Armagh and Roscommon obviously met last year in the Premier Junior semi-final, a game that they tried to latch on to, but eventually Armagh got away on them. 13 of the 15 I think for Armagh playing today, 9 of the 15 Roscommon, so there's been a little bit of a change, and some of the girls obviously that Mary led to an All-Ireland title at under 16 starting to make their way through now in the senior team.
Yeah, the likes of Caitlin Egan and Anna Husty would be the big additions this year. Haven't done so much with Mercy College at schools level, having that experience. It's a unique thing in Roscommon. Even when St Dominic's reached the All-Ireland Junior final last year, it's a case of almost the younger players are the ones with the more experience who are almost leading the charge in a sense. Now, I do have, of course, your Rachel Fitzmaurices who have that experience, who are useful on a day like today, but they do have experience. The younger players shouldn't have that fear. As I mentioned, the likes of Caitlin Egan and Anna Hussey, they've really slotted in almost seamlessly, so that is a good sign. The Roscommon are starting to get a stability and a greater sense of what their best 15 and best subs are.
Right, well, we better get back up to our commentary position because they want to get our on the Veen and all the other things done here on the pitch. So do stick with us. It is the Division 3A final between Armagh and Roscommon, and all the action to come. Okay, we're welcome back and ready to go here in Abbottstown. And on the Veen and everything complete. The 11th of April 2026, and we're here at Abbottstown. It's I suppose a bit of deja vu for Armagh, of course, as Ciara mentioned before, the Division 3A final against Laois 2 years ago. I think it was around the same time, the 13th of April, I think I've been looking at my notes right. Just getting into position now. Teams as selected, so it's Kiri Devlin in goal, Michelle McCone, Gemma McCann and Maeve O'Hare are the full back line. Emer Hayes, vice captain, Fiona Loughran and Alana McEntee, the other vice captain, are the half backs for Armagh. At centre field it's Emer McGeary and Katie Convey, Niamh Forker, Karina Doyle and Ciara Hill, the half forward line. Full forward line, Emer Smith, Sinead Quinn and Rachel Traynor, or Rachel Murray as she of course is so well known. The captain for Roscommon is Michaela Finran or Michaela Fallon, Aideen O'Brien, Mairead Lohan and Anna Hussey, Hannah Murray, Erin McDermott and Sinead Mannion at the half backs. Centre field Sally Bulger and Orla Conley, Alana Sutton, Caitlin Egan, Grace Kerrity, the half forwards, Grace Jones, Rachel Fitzmaurice the captain and Una Kelly. So it's coming on the ball there into the teeth of the breeze, which is coming from the M50 direction off to our right hand side to the Ballycoolan direction on our left. And Roscommon starting strong. A few matchups, of course, that players will know each other from club action. Of course, Graham Moore would have played at League in the All-Ireland Junior Final back in 2023 and then played Oran in the following year's semi-final. And of course they've got to know each other, I'm sure. Colleges, I think there's even maybe one college battle going on. Sinead Quinn and Mairead Lohan both have attended Queen's University, so they might be knocking in around the same area if the ball goes down in Sinead Quinn's direction. Anyway, this ball has been knocked long and it's Armagh on the far side. A bit of space there for Katie Convey. Into the middle it goes, trying to get on it there. Karina Doyle had to kick it on. Hurley taken out of her hand. I don't know whether it was a lead, but here's Sinead, the aforementioned Sinead, gets the ball off. And it's a bit of a chase on there. Sinead gets on the break that came off of Roscommon Hurley there, but it's the Primrose and Blue that come out. No free being given, and now it is the advantage was being awarded. Ivan, it's tented enough so far. Roscommon probably majority possession so far. Yeah,
Roscommon trying to just keep that ball in the Armagh territory as much as possible in these early stages. They know, of course, fast start is crucial, especially playing against that wind. They'll be looking to just slow it down, just take the sting out of it whenever they can.
Yeah, absolutely. This ball is played far side, trying to get on it there. Alana Sutton, Alana, of course, and Grace Jones were part of the University of Galway team that won the Father Mark Cup back on the busy weekend, of course, of CCAO action that was took place in DCU. So sideline cut taken by McCone. To the middle it comes. I'm not trying to get on. It looked like over the top of the ball there, and it was on a free in. Match referee Alan Doheny from Laois, being helped up by John Burke of Galway and Nadine Murphy of Dublin, and fourth official is Ronan Carroll. Wind is whipping around us here in the little bit of a stand of Abbottstown, but it is clearly moving from right to left. So this should suit Sinead Quinn. Tala's woman now, I suppose, on the freeze for Armagh. Gets good height on that and allows the wind maybe to help her out when she puts it over the bar. And Ciara, that's, I suppose, what the doctor orders.
Yeah, great score there from Sinead. I think both teams are just kind of sussing each other out at the minute there. So, look, a good opportunity there to get a point on the board and settle the nerves, and say Armagh does have the win, like you said. So it's crucial to get the scores in this early first half.
Puck comes then from Michaela Finran, a busy woman. She's also the county PRO. As playing this ball down where it's going to be covered by Emer Hayes, that is. We won't mention anything about her connections to the lady beside me. As this ball is played into the middle and taken on there by Caitlin Egan. Caitlin also was involved in Ashbourne Cup action. She was involved with UCD in that final, which unfortunately they lost that day to Cork. Anyway, as Armagh played this ball forward, trying to get the grips Rachel Murray, and being tracked all the way by Anna Hussey. Anna, another lady that played well at colleges action, won the Mulligan Cup with ATU Galway. So We've a couple of talented players out here on the field that doing well at club and colleges level. So Sinead Quinn with this now again. Wind is not helping Sinead this time, probably taking it out to the right and wide. I suppose in any kind of context with a free taker, the first couple of shots, you're nearly kind of trying to get your eye in, isn't it?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think she'll learn from that one. It did tail it away plenty wide there, so she'll reassess, I'm sure, because Sinead's pretty solid from dead balls. So it's interesting too. Armagh and Roscommon are both sitting with sweeper each here. Yeah.
I always wonder about that, especially when you have the wind on your back. But I suppose if it's a technique that you're used to.
Well, that's it. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
We saw Roscommon do that for a while last year in that Premier Junior semi-final. Fianna getting this ball into Katie Convey. Convey looking to play it in the direction of Quinn, and now she's batted away from Lohan, and she's gone, Sinead Quinn. Here's an opportunity back at the net for Sinead Quinn, and if she's going to get away at all, she's going to finish it.
Oh, 100%. It was inevitable as soon as that ball was played, and I knew if Sinead gets any kind of space, it's just very hard to stop. So an excellent goal there from Sinead.
And as I said, Mairead Lohan, I'm sure, is probably fed up marking her. I'm sure she's marked her in Queens this year too. And they've battled it out over the last couple of years. Ball, all of a sudden now, Armagh just a little bit on top here. Niamh Forker getting that ball, of course, an All-Ireland winner in 2020. Ball into the corner. Of course, that famed year of the COVID where we all ended up in Kingspan Breffni Park. Anyway, Armagh have fouled, and it's going to be free out for Roscommon.
It was good defending there by Roscommon, actually stood her up well, and then let Emer Smith kind of turn her. So it was good, yeah. Overcarried it.
Batted away by Michelle McCone. Ivan, from a Roscommon point of view, I'm sure it's all about containment a little bit now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just, I suppose the big thing as well is just get that first score on the board. I know Roscommon are playing with sometimes 2 and 1 inside, so it is a bit hard to get Rachel Fitzmaurice in the game. They just need, even a free, get someone like Gordon Conley standing over a place ball. They just need something to settle them down here.
Yeah, need to get down that part of the field though, but they do have their sweeper there. It's Grace Jones, who's sitting in that pocket at the minute. Little play of the ball, and ball does carry, but reading it and coming across, of course, is Emer Hayes. Delivered in by Maeve O'Hare. Out to the middle, and plenty of jerseys there. Great colours, of course, the orange and white and the primrose and blue. Busy weekend, of course, if you're following either Roscommon or Armagh. Plenty of GA action for both counties this weekend. Anyways, this ball is played into the middle now. Here's a chance for Caitlin Egan. Egan goes for the shot. Has she got the first score of the game for Roscommon? She has. And she took that well, Ivan, just off of the football arc there and over the bar. Good score.
Yeah, she's someone who's not afraid to have a go. I think that's something that really benefits Roscommon. She's got her eye in now, so that'll be a good sign for Roscommon. But of course, they do have to watch this attack here. Armagh look very dangerous any time they get inside the Roscommon 45.
Yeah, Rachel Murray, or Rachel Traynor, give her new moniker, of course, as ball is played across. Emer Smith trying to come around the house a little bit. Probably a little bit heavy out, but it might work out. Or it has worked out. Creena Doyle having the shot, but it's gone out to the right and wide. Probably rushed it a little bit there. Could have had a bit more time.
Yeah, 100% there. Yeah, I think Creena's full of pace there, so she could have took a few more steps there and just kind of put it over the bar. I suppose there's a poor enough miss there from Creena. Yeah, well, you need to be putting these away, when you do have the win. So
wind whistling around us here at the minute as that ball breaks over there towards the point score for Roscommon. Caitlin Egan. Ball is on the ground though, and if they could pull of the jersey, and Alan Doheny spotted it. Free for Sinead Quinn. relatively the same distance, probably a little bit tighter angle that she got the first one.
Yeah, that's it. And it's on the other side. I suppose she must have won from this side.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see. Can she, judge it this time from the far side as well? But distance-wise, it'll be no problem. But it'll just be the accuracy now.
She gets it up high. It's travelling along up against that blue sky.
Great
It's got
score.
over the bar. Yeah, good score. Goal and 2 points, Ciara, for Sinead Quinn already. She's really, I think, as a player, really settled into this team. Probably as a young player coming in, it takes her time to find your footing in it.
100%, yeah. And Sinead's very quiet in nature too, and it did take her a couple of years to settle in. But last year, she topped the junior top scorer, so she's so dangerous when, you get the ball to her. So dangerous. And we do kind of rely on her to get good scores too,
Silent killer of sorts.
Yeah.
As this ball is played out to the middle. Good turn there by Ciara Hill. Ciara Corsa, native of Grainmore, and all their achievements in recent time at club level. Ball is being played inside now. Opportunity maybe for Emer Smith to play that ball back out. The referee said she was being held. Just looking at Kiri Devlin down at the other end of the field trying to stay warm, but that wind is giving her a right.
Yeah, serious wind, yeah. So far, I suppose the sweeper's kind of working here for Armagh, sitting in front of Rachel there, so Fitzmaurice. So it's kind of the last 2 balls of winning. We've kind of swept it up, so Armagh will be hoping to keep doing that because Rachel's so dangerous when she does get that ball inside for Roscommon.
Absolutely. Roscommon now just a little bit of danger. This game may be slipping out of some grasp because that wind is significant. If Armagh continue to build the lead, could be too far to come from. Ball is over here towards Murray. Loose player over on the far side for Armagh is their number 11, Karina Doyle. Doyle has the shot and waving it wide. Second wide for Karina.
I should be disappointed with that, I suppose, given the opportunity there. Great ball out from Rachel. But look, early days, I suppose, 12 minutes gone, so Armagh will be looking to capitalise as much as possible here with this win, whereas Roscommon, as I say, will be looking to maybe top on a few more scores to get to half-time, and then they'll have the win in the second half, so it's crucial for Armagh to get the scores when they have the opportunities.
Won't be too hard on Karina, but it's two from a similar spot, and I think the win would have suited it both times.
Yeah, 100%.
She hasn't taken them, but here come Roscommon over on the far side then with their number 8, Sally Bulger. Sally, one of those players, of course, that was involved with Roscommon against Armagh in last year's Premier Junior semi-final. This game saw that day, of course, we were above in Cavan. Laois and Armagh went on to contest the final where Laois came out on top. Might have been on the steps there for Maeve O'Hare, but referee allows the play to continue. Ball across the line now. Bit of pressure coming on, but Armagh look like they've done enough to control it here. Turn inside and overstepped it a little bit there. Alana McEntee setting up Katie Convey. Katie probably had them beaten the first time, didn't need to go back for the second time.
100%, yeah. When she cut back in, I suppose, that just led to the too many steps.
Orla Connolly then this ball short. Good Armagh pressure on the Roscommon player. Into the middle it goes towards Caitlin Egan. Caitlin looking to get away from the jerseys there. And it's good pressure. Katie Convey looking to make up for giving away that free. Holding up the Roscommon a charge, but Alan Dohney happy to let the play continue, and Roscommon have turned it over. Sally Bulger on the ball, playing it down into the corner. Not really looking as she hit it, and Kiri Devlin's able to come out and step away from Rachel Fitzmaurice and play a low ball out here, trying to find an orange jersey, and she does, of Emer McGeary to her midfield partner Katie Convey. Convey then playing it up into the centre forward position, gets away and beyond Anna Hussey, but it's read back there by Aideen O'Brien. But it's been turned over by Armagh, driving onto it now. Niamh Forker. Forker looking to get inside. She has Murray or Quinn. She elects to go herself, and the keeper is there. Has to bat it out. Finneran just had to be careful. Murray looking to step inside. Looks to have hit the ground. Referee is allowing the play to continue. It's knocked over the bar by Niamh Forker. It could have been more, but at least they got the score.
Yeah, Niamh done well there. I suppose she was kind of in for goal. Could have probably had the opportunity to pop it off to her right, but look, had to go anyway and popped back out and she took her point. So the score is good.
Ivan, what are you thinking from a Roscommon point of view?
I think the pokeouts are becoming a struggle for Roscommon. I think they're getting penned in. Even with that last attack, you're just seeing the risk reward of having a sweeper. Rich Fitzmaurice does look very, very isolated up top. Roscommon are doing a great job with Emer Hayes as the extra player back there, just covering in front of her all the time. It's just more of these types of balls that Roscommon need to be winning that so far they just aren't. And a few silly frees that are giving a great free taker like Sinead Quinn opportunities to get her sighting.
Yeah, and the thing is, some of their passing is not clean enough if you're looking to contain Armagh, is it?
Yeah, you're looking at it there. Like Sally Bulger, I think, had a good start, but she played a loose ball in there. Kiri Devil mopped it up, and it's almost a goal down the other end. Yeah. That is why Armagh are probably have been the standout team of the spring so far in Division 3A, and why they should be right up there when it comes to the All-Ireland series later in the year.
Would be. Sinead Quinn getting the judges towards that left hand upright, but it's out to the left and wide. Just thinking about that, Ciara, actually, the frees we've seen on this side have actually not played ball, let's say. The wind hasn't played ball with them anyway.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like coming across towards us too, so it is hard enough to judge that wind. But I'd say PGL will be disappointed enough now. We haven't taken more chances, It's only 1-4 to 1, at the minute, with that big massive breeze, anything can happen. It's Roscommon still in this game as far as I'm concerned.
Looking to get inside. Wonder does Mary Graham agree with you? Mary, of course, dual player with Roscommon in her day.
Yeah.
The 90s all the way through to the teens. Mary was involved. Some servant of her county. Keeping an eye on this crew down here below her as Rachel Murray looking to get on the ball. Lovely control. Use her body well to get away from Anna Hussey. Stepping inside, pulling the jersey. Look at that, Rachel Murray. She always has it in the locker.
Absolutely. Look, if you give Rachel a good ball, that was a great interception there by Emer Hayes. Sweeping up again, play the ball straight to Rachel. Rachel turns straight over the bar. Trademark score for Rachel.
One of Armagh's best forwards over the years. But I suppose from PJ's point of view, a number of other players stepping up, taking some of the pressure off the likes of Rachel.
That's it. Armagh, I suppose, over the years have been reliant on 2 or 3 forwards, like the likes of Ciara Donnelly back in the day as well.
Yeah.
So it's great to have, that mix of youth too, and you've experience there too in that forward line. So any one of them 6 can score today, and there's plenty on the line too, when you're looking down here at the sub bench too. So it's great to see, and that's what you need,
Yeah, absolutely. You're definitely going to be challenging for All Ireland honours or thinking about playing in a division higher up next year. Ball is played long, and that's something Ivan. Probably the perfect example of what we were talking about. Yeah. In that the inside line are having to come so far out to try and get on the ball, and then the ball's been hit in over their head. Yeah,
you can notice the drop players back. You wonder, could they just keep another player up, go with a 2-player inside line? They've swapped Caitlin Egan in there. Rachel Fitzmaurice has gone to centre forward, so I think they'll try and get her just to stay in that channel, stay in that centre channel. As you see, she's already earned a free in there. Roscommon do have the advantage here. They will come back, so that is just probably what they need. They need to keep those pillars in the centre there, and then you can kind of work around that at least.
Yeah, well, there's a prime example, just as you were calling it, it essentially happened. Rachel Fitzmaurice out now, looking to get that ball, and Caitlin Egan was the target. Again, it's just going to be about the quality of ball. Armagh's quality of ball has been better so far here in the early stages. Hopefully enjoying the action. It's the Centra Ireland National Camogie League Division 3A final between Armagh and Roscommon. Armagh 2 years ago, of course, beat Laois on this venue, practically the same weekend. Bit of a high connection with that. Has she got enough on it? It's gone over the bar. Looking at the umpires from Orla Connolly. Just probably connected with it a little bit high. But gets the score. 2 points. Look like a push there on Rachel Murray, but the ball is allowed to get all the way to Emer Smith. Smith looking to go for her score. It's tight to that. Umpire shakes the head. Don't know how he was able to see it, but fair play to him. Ball is out to the left and wide. That's 5 now, Ciara. You know, just conscious of, if you are PJ, some of the shot opportunities, like if you're looking to get dominance, there's 5 wides. I think there could have been at least 3 scores.
100%. That's what early on I was saying this. We need to. PJ will be very disappointed with that. And I know he's a perfectionist.
Yeah.
And he will be. That's as much as yes, okay, they've scored 1-5. He'll be looking at them 4 or 5 wides that they should have scored from. So you have to be ruthless, especially when you have that wind.
Ball is inside, trying to get to Rachel Traynor. Rachel and Michaela. Back out it comes. Katie Convey. Is that gone over? Umpire's going for the flag. It has.
Yeah, that was great work actually by Rachel Murray there. Held off a couple of tackles there and just popped it out to Katie Convey with a great score.
So Katie Convey and Niamh Forker are both been involved in off the shoulder for Rachel Murray, and the ball is over the bar. So Michaela Finran, or Michaela Fallon as she would be known, and as I said, a County Board PRO, busy woman, plays the ball out to the middle where the break works out for Grace Jones, looking to get it to Erin McDermott. Erin sisters involved on the panel as well, looking to get forward. Looked like she'd been pulled there, and referee allowed the advantage. Ball played forward, and it wasn't great from Sally Bulger, but it was back for the free, and a chance for Roscommon to set something up here. 1-6-9 to 2. Ciara still reckons that Roscommon are not going out of this.
No, Erin McDermott done well there at 6. Or when you're against the wind, you're going to have to travel with the ball. And she just kind of broke a few tackles there and got the free, and that's what you want. Kind of take the sting out of the game too for Armagh.
Ball by Conley, knocking it in over the head of Fitzmaurice, asking an awful lot of Caitlin Egan to get there. Ball is broken down though off of Emer Hayes. Eventually though Armagh come out from the back, and it's an intelligent ball out here to Fiona Loughlin. It goes away from her though, and it's further on towards Katie Convey, the last point score of our game. 1-6-2. Ball is in though, it's the sweeper that picks it up, and it's eventually traded down in the direction of Caitlin Egan. Ball falls to the ground. Armagh trying to battle it out with Una Kelly there. Kelly looking to kick it on. Eventually it looks like the stick of Grace Geraghty. Ball hits the deck though, and trying to get in there and win it is Alana McEntee, vice captain of this Armagh team, coming to the line. Bit of a clash there as that ball breaks. Armagh coming back, and fair play to Emer McGeary, put her body in there in between 2 Roscommon players, came away with the ball, but in a bit of trouble is Maeve O'Hare. Lots of primrose and blue around her, and trying to kick it on there is Sally Bulger. Battling into the teeth of that win there is Grace Geraghty, looking to play a nice ball inside. Here's a chance out. Caitlin Egan looking to step inside, has to come around the house a little bit, shortens the grip and pops it over the bar. Good score, good battle there, Ivan. It could have been more.
Yeah, absolutely. In fairness, it's great full back play from Gemma McCann, but in fairness to Egan, she did well, held her composure. She does have that strength, deceptively strong. She did really well to just shorten the grip, put it over the bar. And there's a sense that Roscommon might just be getting to the pitch of the game now. The Armagh attack still looks very dangerous, especially with their one-off runners, as you mentioned. But
they don't want to concede anymore, I think, as that ball is played in and it's gone over the bar, and that's a good score. Niamh Forker, and that's a perfect response, isn't it, Ciara?
Absolutely, that's the response you need. Roscommon there got a great score, as I say. They could have been in for goal, only Gemma McCann held her up well. But again, Caitlin Egan there is dangerous for Roscommon.
Yeah.
When she does get on the ball, so it's going to be interesting to see her in the second half as well, with the wind when the ball is on top of her more. But yeah, great response by Armagh.
Good play by Aileen O'Ryan, the athlete woman, turns into the middle. Not a great ball now when it turns out with 2 Armagh attackers coming in on top of your centre back there, but have they done enough to maybe get it out of here? Bit of play, and it's a good bit of hockey stick play, I'd have to say there. Opened up into a bit of space for Fitzmaurice, trying to get away now from the attentions there of Fiona Loughlin, and she's still going. Fitzmaurice can't catch it the second time. Shot going to come in. It's gone off to the left, and Kiri decides to let it out to the left and wide. It's Roscommon's first wide again. Even that could have been more.
Yeah, it's good running. I think that Rachel Fitzmaurice at centre forward and Egan at full forward is working a bit more, and you're seeing Una Kelly's holding inside, so there's a little bit more sticking in there at the minute. But it is a big few minutes until half time. Roscommon probably would feel they need another 1 or 2 scores before the break. If they can win this next period by a point or 2,
there's a bit more bite coming into it, alright, there's no question about it, Ivan, as the girls are fighting on it here. Roscommon obviously feel they can give as good as they get. Lots of challenges happening there in front of Nadine Murphy, but it's Armagh. They get the ball down into the corner, definitely gone up a notch here as this ball towards Quinn, being muscled off that one though by Lohan and Mairead Lohan. Sinead Quinn owned the game for the first 10 or 11 minutes, but it's been other players that have stepped up, and it's a shot coming in from Ciara Hale. It's over the bar, and they've maybe got to judge the wind over on this side. That's a good score there, Ciara.
Yeah, great score there by Ciara. Yeah, as you say, she judged that win perfectly there and just slotted it over. Great score. I think, Armagh's kind of opening up Roscommon here in this full forward line, so the ball going in then, they've got a lot of space, there's a lot of work there for Roscommon backs in to defend, so Armagh's doing well with the wind, as I say, but they just keep ticking it over.
So 1-8-3. But you can definitely sense it's gone up a little notch, isn't it?
100%, yep, absolutely, and that's what you want to see,
Well, it is a league final and the cup down here below us to be won by somebody. Roscommon, of course, have never won a league title. Lost a number of finals, Division 2, 3 and 4 over the years. Armagh looking to repeat what they did 2 years ago. Have won titles in 3A and Division 2, and famously in 1995 played Cork in the league final in Division 1 as Quinn tries to come in on this ball, has loads of support, but she elects to go for her own score, out to the left and wide, but the referee spotted something and he's going to give the advantage, so maybe Rachel has to go over and apologise to Sinead there. I think she was giving out about that the shot off, but anyway.
Yeah, I suppose she probably was looking, she needed to pop it off to her, so, but I think she was fouled there, so I suppose she thought I'll take a pop anyway, sure, I'm getting the advantage, so.
See what happens. And now she has the chance from the free. Doesn't catch it particularly well, but it might work. No. Got out to the right and wide. Yeah, got away from her a little bit.
I think the left of the free there actually got away from her.
Yes. So it remains 1-8-3. You're watching the Camogie Association YouTube channel, and we're bringing you the coverage of the Centra Ireland National Camogie League Division 3A final between Armagh and Roscommon. Don't forget a double header today, 3:30 the throw in for Kerry and Meath in the 2A final that takes place down in St. Rina's GA grounds in Banagher. As Anna Hussey plays very, very well, being urged on by the Roscommon bench here down to our right hand side, the Armagh bench down in front of us, as trying to get on that ball. Una Kelly being challenged back there though by Maeve O'Hare. O'Hare turns back into a bit of trouble and the ball has been won by Grace Geraghty. Geraghty being urged on, looked like a pull on her arm there, but she gets it to Fitzmaurice. Fitzmaurice looking to get inside, the captain of this Roscommon team, still looking to get forward. Here's the shout, and it's from Caitlin Egan. 2 points her name already. Strong girl, Rachel, trying to slalom her way left and right. PJ not happy down here in front of us, thinking that maybe she overstepped that ball, but Alan Dohney allowing the play to continue. Ball is in someone's possession, not sure. There was a stop there to the play, but eventually the Armagh player gets to kick it away, but driving onto it now is Caitlin Egan, looking to get to grips with, but she's been well hassled and harried there by the Armagh defence, but she gets that ball. Oh, it's well read by Katie Convey, gets into that traffic there, plays the ball forward, but it's the sweeper back here for Roscommon that wins that ball there, and it's Emer Smith looking to play it forward. Eventually Roscommon getting it forward, but it's blocked down there, and a good block, half block by Karina Doyle, and eventually going to be cleared by Emer Hayes, the vice captain, playing it towards Smith over on that far side, being challenged all the way there by Aideen O'Brien. Ball is on the ground, trying to get over to Smith, trying to get back our Roscommon, and they do so with Sally Bulger. Stop start here, no question that we've helter-skelter stuff now as trying to get it in that direction. Caitlin Egan seems to be the go-to lady at the minute from a Roscommon point of view, but she's well marshalled back there by the Armagh defence, and that ball is cleared up along the line, but it's a giveaway there. Roscommon 1-8-3 down, but they have possession here. They need to turn it into something. Rachel Fitzmaurice standing in a bit of space, kicks it on to herself a little bit. Looked like a nudge in the back. Advantage being played. It's going to be a free, and even from a Roscommon point of view, that last couple of minutes probably shows them they're very much in this game if they can just keep at it.
Yeah, they're starting to get some turnovers in their own half-back line, I think, which is really helping them just to keep a bit of concerted pressure. It's very hard though. Armagh are very good. The half-forward line are dropping deep as well, which is really congesting that middle third when Roscommon are trying to get clean strikes in. But it is better from Roscommon. You're starting to see the touches that bit sharper than it was, let's say, 10, 15, 20 minutes ago.
So the free to be taken by Roscommon, and it's their number 9, Orla Conley, and she puts that ball over the bar. Her second free. Orla, the Oran woman, 2 points for her in 10 minutes, and it's on to 4. So maybe Mary Grehan will be a little bit happier as this ball heads in the direction of the sweeper, Grace Jones, who I have to say, Ciara, I think is becoming a little bit of an influential player in the game, isn't she?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I think PJ even listened to him down the sideline there. Armagh's kind of going to sleep a wee bit there. Even for that Roscommon score there, he was shouting at the defence. They were just kind of sucked out, and the ball went over the top. See him here. For that puck out going long, Kerry's big long puck out. Like Rachel should have read it a wee bit quicker there. So now Roscommon's turned that ball over again. So Roscommon have started to come back into this game. So, like I said earlier, it's not over yet, and I say they'll be happy going in here at half time. They've kind of settled well now into this last 10 minutes.
I just think Emer Smith has become very important with it, but Roscommon not being able to give the...
That was a good tackle there, so that's a good example of the new rules.
New
that
rules,
shoulder.
exactly, physical. And Alan Doheney's allowing the play to continue as much as... and I don't think either team can complain. That's what you want.
Absolutely, that's what you want, surely. You don't want this game to be stop, start, stop, start. I think the referee's doing a great job. Just let them at it.
Well, it was a classic bit of physical encounter here down below us.
100%.
What we want to see more of.
Yeah, it's great to have Emer Smith back. As we were saying there, she's only back from Australia there for the last couple of years, so it's great to have her back. And then we have the other, we have Emer McGeary as well. They're coming up from the minors as well. I think she's doing well here as well. So Emer won that free again there up there in the corner, which is good.
Well, Emer, good to have her back. But Roscommon, Grace Jones has been hell of effective in the last few minutes. Might have said it was Emer Smith. Apologies to Grace Jones. I was trying to refer to as wearing the number 13 for Roscommon just in the last while, but it is a free for Armagh, and Rachel Murray has put that ball over from a very tight angle when you consider the conditions, and it's over the bar.
A fantastic score there by Rachel. Yeah, I think maybe they've switched Rachel onto them frees there instead of Sinead just to try her out. So Rachel done well there. Great score from a tight angle.
So 194. Ball out to the middle where it just got away from Grace Geraghty. Trying to get onto it now, Rachel Fitzmaurice going back towards her own goal and having to be very, very sure it was Fiona Loughran, and she does well. 1 minute of additional time to be played. Down here towards Sinead Quinn. Started the half on fire. A goal in 3 points. Looking to get away from her college mate Mairead Lohan. And I think that might be the wrong call.
Yeah, I think I was seeing a wee bit of a jersey pull there, but sure, look, sometimes you get away with it sometimes, and it's just the way it is. So lucky maybe the referee didn't see it on the blind side, so
yeah, we could see it clearly from our side. I think Alan might have been just out of sight, but ball batted down there by Alana McEntee, looking to get in there and rob it was Sally Bulger, but the ball is taken on instead by the Armagh number 8 Emer McGeary. Over here towards Smith now, looking to get control of it, and she's been given a right battle with Aideen O'Brien over there, coming from a tight angle, dropping this ball in. It'll be some score if it goes over. That's scored the game as far as I'm concerned.
Absolutely fantastic
Emer
score.
Smith.
Yeah. Emer McGeary there done well to set her up. Yeah, great score by Emer Smith.
From a very tight angle. Referee's looking for the ball here. I think 194 then it's going to be. Ciara, give a quick summation. I know you'll be saying, and PJ hasn't been overly happy here. They do have a 9-point lead at half time though. Yeah,
look, they'll be somewhat happy. They had the win there, so you're expecting them to go in ahead. But there will be, I know he'll be pinpointing on the wides that they did hit. They could have been 115 here to 4 points up, But look, the last 10 minutes Roscommon's come into this game. They'll be happy enough there. They've got 4 points on the board. And there's great individual battles going on, especially in that full back line between Gemma McCann and Caitlin Egan. So that'll be very interesting in the second half when there's more ball going into her. So yeah, good game so far, yeah.
Right game so far, 110 to 4 points. Ivan, Mary going in here, do you think she'd be happy-ish?
I think she would have been before the end of the half, after that last free for Roscommon from Order Colony, but those two late scores, 9 points is a lot tougher than 7, for example. I think if Roscommon had kept this within 2 scores, I'd say probably 5 to 6 was the target. They'd still be underdogs, but at the same time, you might see them abandon the sweeper, you might see them go more direct as well. The wind, of course, that wind will hold up in front of the Armagh full forward line now, so it will be tougher to get the quick ball into them. So that will help Roscommon, but they're still going to need, they're going to need flawless shooting in the second half, and they're going to need to get their runners from deep involved, because that's where they're struggling so far in comparison to Armagh.
But we have seen though, when Caitlin Egan and Rachel Fitzmaurice get on the ball, they can cause problems.
Yeah, there's a spark there. It's not without hope. You can sense it in the crowd when they get the ball. When Rachel Fitzmaurice is able to get turned, there is the Roscommon support, you can feel it here. You can feel that there is that sense of excitement. All you need is just one moment to change a game. You get a score too early in the second half. Roscommon are always going to need goals coming in here today. You get a goal or two, and then all of a sudden the complexion of the game changes entirely. The momentum changes. So Roscommon not where they want to be, but definitely not completely out of it yet.
Okay, probably going to need an early goal. We'll see how that goes anyway at the start of the second half. But here at half time then in the Central Ireland National Camogie League Division 3A final, it's Armagh with a couple of fingers on that cup to be bringing back up the road this evening. 1-10 to 4 points they lead, and it's going to be interesting to see how the second half plays out with those wind conditions favouring Roscommon. With thanks to Ciara and Ivan for this first half. We'll take a break for the moment. Armagh in front, 1-10 to 4. Welcome back as you see Roscommon come out onto the field. Final words of wisdom has been passed on by Mary Graham to see what happens out for the second half. They will have the wind at their back. Although, as we have seen in the first half, it's a tricky enough one to judge, and I think it might have something, Ciara, to do with the stand here just a little bit, because it's just blown a little bit differently at certain pockets, I'd say.
It is, yeah, and it seems to be kind of blowing kind of over to the left, towards us a bit more. It'll be very interesting to see how Roscommon set up here for the second half. Are they going to, put in their two danger women of Caitlin and Rachel there just inside and just kind of play the big long ball in top of them, kind of avoiding that sweeper. I think in the first half, they're hitting it towards the sweeper, so if they're kind of avoid her, it's going to be very interesting. It could be dangerous enough here. And as I say, if they can get them a couple early scores, it could be nothing in this game. So
19 is in for 12. I'm just not sure which. Roscommon's number 19 is in. So Shauna Fallon is in for Grace Gertie. That is the change, and we're up and running for the second half here with Alan Doheney, the leash official. I think being helped out here today by his fellow referee Gavin Dunnigan. Didn't have to, I suppose, had to travel across the city, but he's down below at the Ballycoolan end here, and that first opportunity then for Orla Conley in the second half. It's a long way out, but I'm sure she could trouble the goalmouth here. Armagh sweeper is back. It's going to drop though on the 20-metre line or thereabouts, and it is batted down by Caitlin Egan, but nobody there. And Ivan, this is going to be the thing now, to judge what you do, because you have played a sweeper. What do you do here for the second half, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the half-time sub is very interesting, because Mairead Lohan's gone from full back into the full forward line. She's actually gone the opposite direction. Mary Graham isn't afraid to tear up the script if needs be. She's done this plenty of times before, where she will completely rejig it if she needs to, and sometimes you have to go with that option, but they're going to have to try and use the ball better, because too often the ball is going in on top of that sweeper. It's just work around it and try and get your best players in the best positions.
Sinead Quinn having a shot off the right hand side in towards that right hand upright, and it's gone up and over the bar. And how she got that over from that angle that she was at, but cracking score from Sinead Quinn here.
Yeah, fantastic score. Again, against that wind too. Great score right out in the right there. So yeah, Sinead will be happy with that. That will settle Armagh back in kind of straight away off the bat of half time here. So great score by Sinead as usual. Yeah,
it's kind of the score Roscommon needed, but concern here now for Erin McDermott. And I think Armagh exploited that little bit of a stoppage there from Erin, because she was out of position, and that was able to be knocked over the bar. But Erin is back up anyway. She's been checked by the physio, and she's the lady that's on the ball here. Lets it drop, but gets it second time and plays it down the middle channel, looking for Fitzmaurice. Gets away from her, goes on further on as Roscommon, as he said, look, they get to grips, and Armagh, I'm sure, we're trying to make sure they don't get any grip on this game, as trying to get position of it now with Sally Bulger over on that far side. A bit slow getting that ball to Una Kelly, but eventually it does. Low ball played inside, might suit Caitlin Egan. Ball is going to be brought back, says the referee. Foul was being committed on the Roscommon player to deliver the pass, and it's going to be a free that I'd imagine it's going to be Orla Connolly. 2 points to her name so far. Orla, of course, was on the UL squad that won the Purcell Cup. So a number of the Roscommon girls have done well with their universities this year. And Orla Connolly with this opportunity. Good strike up into the cloud above us, but Gavin Dunnigan keeping an eye on that, and it's out to the right and wide, and they're the chances you don't want to be missing, Ivan. Yeah.
No, not to the near side anyways. They always say if you're going to miss far side, so at least your forwards can attack it. But it was a tricky free. It's a swirling breeze. It's become, even you saw with Armagh's point, you really have to be so careful with your shot. Just in that instance, for a free taker, you learn, but Roscommon don't have much chance to learn quickly, because every score is crucial for them.
Kiri Devlin, as we saw, went short with that free, or the puck out, I should say, and the ball has gotten forward, and Emer Smith turned inside, and I think that was a little bit tight on steps maybe, but Alan Dunhee felt that she had. Emer was gone there, I would have thought, Ciara.
Yeah, I thought it was a bit harsh enough. Yeah, she cut inside, I suppose. But look, the referee's playing it tight here. With he's both times he's blowing here for steps, so he's consistent. So they know that they got to play that ball under the hurl. Like he's going to call it, after they take that final fifth step. So
two teams, of course, that over the last, say, 2 years have got to know each other quite well again. Armagh beating Roscommon in the league, and not a great day weather-wise. PJ was telling me before the game, in lots of, I think there was even doubts, Ciara, the game was going to be played, but Armagh came out on top that day.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, the weather was atrocious, as it has been from January onwards. But yeah, look, the game was playing. Yes, Armagh was happy to come away with a win. It's difficult enough when you're going down there, and we've had plenty of games with the Roscommon over the years, and it's always been great battles, so yeah, good to come away with that win that day.
15 goals Armagh scored in the juncture so far. They've only threatened one so far though here today. I'm interested to see how it plays out. Now, dangerous ball. Oh, it just had to be met there by Gemma McCann, I think, because sneaking in behind was Caitlin Egan. She was on 1-on-1 with Kiri Devlin.
Yeah, absolutely. Gemma done really well there, so she did to break that ball away. Yeah.
Ball was knocked down there. I think there was a bit of a clash between Orla Connolly and Niamh Forker, and referee allowed to play. And that's what he's doing, Alan Donnelly's allowing them to play. Man on this side is John Burke, was marking the line on this side. Nadine Murphy is on the far side, and Ronan Carroll is our fourth official. Missed there by a sideline cut by Katie Convey. Trying to help out her midfield partner, Emer McGeary, trying to get in there. All is still on the deck. Convey trying to get back in there, but it's been someone by Alana Sutton. I don't know how she did that, but she plays it then a little bit too long. Devlin now with a little bit of waiting for each other a little bit. Maeve was waiting for Kiri, and Kiri thought Maeve had it, and eventually anyway it's worked out safely, and it's out here with centre back Fiona Loughran. Shortens the grip and plays it left side over, and looking for a bit of a run out of Rachel Traynor. Rachel Murray, is she, of course, been well known over the years, but she's hassling Harry there by Anna Hussey. Murray hits the deck, and using some of her experience there draws that foul, and it's going to be a free for Armagh. And they're just not allowing Roscommon to get a little bit of momentum here, are they?
Yeah, Armagh handled that attack there from Roscommon well there. They worked it out really well, didn't panic on the ball, and kind of played it down the line, and then cross-field ball over to Rachel, who won the free. So it was good play from Armagh from the defence.
PJ O'Mullen is quite happy as Emer Hayes takes the free down on the far side, down into that corner, looking for little movement tight to that sideline, but it has been kept in play. Sinead Quinn looking like getting her hand up with the lineswoman over there. Nadine Murphy says that it is going to be sideline cut, and it's Armagh's cut that it's going to be. The Armagh sub's gone out to keep warm. It's cooler than we thought. We're in now with the sun, of course, here, so conditions about 10 or 11 degrees, and that wind is making it significant, but thankfully we'll keep the fingers crossed the rain holds off until the end of this game. Don't forget a double header today on the Camogie Association YouTube channel. Kerry and me, that promises to be a cracker in Banagher, and that's the Division 2A final. And don't forget tomorrow, if you're not fed up with Camogie, there's the double header of Division 1A and 1B from UPMC Nolan Park. That's on television from 12 o'clock tomorrow. Catch all the action on RT. And all the National League titles to be sorted out this weekend. We've already got one, of course, that went west. That was Mayo a couple of weekends ago. And they defeated Monaghan. They were the Division 3B winners. As Armagh have turned over that Roscommon ball again. I'll have a word from Ivan in a minute. Roscommon struggling really to get hold of this ball. Sinead Quinn now and Mairead Lohan up against each other, and there goes Sinead Quinn looking to get inside, pull back, drops the ball out to the opportunity here for Katie Convey. Convey still going, shortens the grip, pops it over the bar. Ivan, 8 minutes in, not looking good.
No, it's pretty much a repeat of the first half. Just Armagh are having just to make that extra pass or two before going inside, but their movement, it's something that is noticeable any time Armagh plays, the movement off the ball from the inside line as well. Sinead Quinn, they free up one corner and Sinead Quinn just runs diagonally into that corner. It's very hard to defend. You just need your midfield almost blocking the delivery rather than anything that Mairead Lohan can do necessarily.
Yeah, absolutely. Good read on that, and I'm sure Ciara is quite happy with the start that Armagh have got. We'll get her view in a minute. Alana Sutton has really come into this game for Roscommon. trying to win some dirty ball there. Ball is played forward. They're struggling to get Caitlin Egan and Rachel Fitzmaurice on the ball. Owen Kelly trying to fight it out here at the minute near the sideline. It's going to be an Armagh ball. And Ciara, whatever might have been said at half time, Armagh definitely stepped it up a notch, ensured that Roscommon are not getting a foothold here.
Yeah, 100%. PJ will be very, he isn't well tuned in there. Like he'd be saying to them, just keep the foot on the gas, and try and get more scores on the board. And it doesn't matter, if you're against the wind or with it. It was noticeable there, that last score. It was an excellent score, but the work of Katie Convey from the middle of the field, Katie went the whole way up from the middle of the field there and took the pass off Sinead Quinn in the corner there and popped it over for a super score. So Katie's renowned for doing those runs. She's just a pure engine.
Good take there by Roscommon's number 13, Grace Jones. Grace plays the ball into the middle, and it's a decent ball now for Roscommon. Need this to go over the bar. Drop down. Devlin. Oh, careful. Fitzmaurice in it. Went over. It's in the net. It's in the net. Kiri batted it down. Fitzmaurice didn't give up on it, and it might be a bit of a lifeline here, Ivan.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes you just need that break. Kerry Devlin, honestly, I've seen her play a few times. I don't think I've ever seen her make a mistake. So for Roscommon, you take anything you can get, and now that really gets the crowd involved. And you saw, I was actually about to ask, should Roscommon ditch the sweeper and Grace Jones? But of course she cuts the ball out then, so so leads to the goal. So as I said, they need to get the next score. They need to build on it and really push it on for the third quarter.
So there you go. I suppose you're looking at a forward that didn't give up on a ball. Kiri probably just got away from her a little bit as this ball is played inside now. A bit of a sandwich, and Fitzmaurice hasn't given up, and she's in again trying to get away, but Devlin's away, and it's going to be a free in. Bit of a softage variety, maybe some people might say there, but Alan Doheny is quite convinced and happy that the decision that he's made, and he maintains that Rachel Fitzmaurice was being fouled, so we were blindsided by that, so we'll go with Alan Doheny. Spotted it. Now you're in a position here. Are you thinking of goal? What do you think, Ivan?
It's probably a little too early. I'd say just keep the momentum more than anything else. Get it to 7, and then if you get the next score after that, it's a 2-score game again.
Yellow card then given to Gemma McCann. Of course, Gemma, her dad, involved as coach here. 80. So look at Kiri Devlin where she is. It's an interesting format. Orla Connolly puts it up and over the bar. Kiri stood out in front of the 4-person defensive is inside. It's a new one on me, Ciara.
Yeah, that's Kerry's good stance there. Yeah, I know. Look, you'll not beat Kerry like on a shot stopper one. She was very unlucky for that goal. One of them like dropping balls in under the crossbar. It's not like Kerry at all, so she'll be disappointed with that. But look, reset and go again. Not worry her too much.
Absolutely, she's a fine goalkeeper, no doubt about it. Great servant of Armagh over the years. I saw PJ put his head in his hands there a minute ago, thinking obviously there's a bit of a momentum swing when we just thought maybe Armagh were wrestling it in their control. 1-12-1-5, still a long road for Roscommon.
Yeah, they got 1-1 very quickly there. Roscommon, as you say, the momentum was totally has shifted in their favour here, so
I'd love someone to do a psychologist's kind of review on the impact of a goal. It's amazing how all of a sudden players can just go up a notch, isn't it? And maybe the opposition who've conceded and can step back all of a sudden.
100%. Yeah, you see that in matches where there's a 10-minute spell for one team and then it swings then to the other team, And it's all about how you capitalise on that momentum swing too.
But you nearly know, like, once you see it, you know it's coming, but you can't do anything maybe to stop it or whatever. But it's just a phenomenon, I suppose, of sport and human beings involved. 1-12-1-5. And the sideline cut to come from Sally Bulger. Decent connection with it. Draw Fitzmaurice inside. Good block by Devlin. Had to be. Got herself out there quickly. She wasn't going to concede a second one.
Yeah, that was great from Kerry. Absolutely fantastic there. Blocked her,
Rachel Fitzmaurice, though, how she was there and then there, getting the shot in and then on the block, ball coming forward. All of a sudden, Roscommon playing with a little bit more purpose. Aileen O'Brien into the middle. Pass is starting to stick a little bit. Ball with Sinead Mannion. Back into the centre goes, but asking an awful lot of Fitzmaurice to get there. Ball is dropped out of hand. Armagh, have they done enough to have cleared? It's a little bit forceful, but it's got them out in a bit of space and a chance for Michelle McCone to knock it down along the line. Ball is going to be knocked off the hurl of Sally Bulger, and it's an Armagh ball and a chance for maybe Armagh just to calm down a little bit here.
Yeah, I was just about to say that they're panicking a wee bit here on the ball. You know, as I say, that momentum shift there of 1-1 kind of put them in the back foot a wee bit. But look, hopefully they'll reset themselves here and get a wee score out of this one. But Roscommon's doing very well. They've come totally into this game here. And the physicality as well is up from both teams as well. So it's kind of got that championship feel to it. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's a scenario now blocked down there by Roscommon, but then Armagh have turned it over. Quarter of an hour to go. If Roscommon were to wrestle this somehow, you think they need another goal now quickly. If this was to be put in around the house by Emer Hayes, could cause problem. Look at that wind, the way that took that ball away. Maybe she's still going to try and win it is Katie Convey. She does well to step inside Sally Bulger. Ball breaks, and it is Emer Smith getting it back here. Trying to come on to it is Armagh's number 12, Ciara Hill, but she's disrupted on that ball. And the Primrose and Blue are coming out with it with Orla Connolly, but nobody there. And the race now on Maeve O'Hare. Got to be careful, get possession, get in close, and then just offload. And she does, like a good cornerback, gets it out of trouble. Armagh just a little bit nonchalant coming to the ball, but they do get possession of it. Getting it forward now. Opportunity maybe here for the run with Karina Doyle, but the ball is being held up, and it's coming onto it again. Sally Bulger looking to get control of it. Pull the brakes a little bit and turn back into a little bit of trouble, but she seemingly has control of the ball, kicks it on. Opportunity maybe for the sub now to come on to this ball, and that's Shauna Fallon. Fallon though took it into a little bit too much of traffic when there was players free, and it looks like Armagh with Alana McEntee have they done enough. Gets it out. Timur McGeary gets away from her. Looked like she wrestled the Roscommon player there, but Alan Donny's allowed to play to continue. Ball played forward. Roscommon all love juggle with it. Nearly had it was Anna Hussey, but the ball is on the ground again. It's a little bit unsightly now at the minute. No clean possession, but eventually over here comes then. It's going to be taken on by Niamh Forker. 2 points in the first half. In a bit of space is Rachel Traynor, Rachel Murray. As the ball is in the hand of Forker. Back comes Sinead Quinn. The advantage was being played to the ref, and it's going to be a free in that Sinead Quinn will stand over. It can be a hard one out to split the post from here with that breeze the way it is. 1-10-4 it was at half time. Armagh come out and get the first 2 scores, and then a goal and a point from Roscommon. Let's see, can Sinead Quinn relieve some of pressure that's out there. Pulled away from the goal on the left hand side, doesn't even make the 20 metre line, where Hussey comes out with it. Ball on the deck. Anna, as he said, Imaligan Cup winner this year, looking to get forward. Referee says too many steps, I think, is it? No, he's calling it back for she was being fouled. Sorry, it's just the way his arm was gesticulating there. I thought he was giving the free to Armagh. Free to Roscommon that Mairead Lohan is going to take. Mairead, of course, Queen's University Belfast student, was in that Purcell Cup final along with a couple of the girls that are on the Armagh set up and knocking that ball down into the right corner where it's the sub. That had to be an vital interception there by the Armagh defence, because coming onto it was Una Kelly. Ball going to be taken away. Kelly hasn't given up the hunt though on that pass. Ball is out to the middle where it falls low. Orla Connolly trying to kick it on, but it's Armagh. If there's to be one thing here, I suppose PJ will be happy with, is that they've, since the goal and the point, they've probably just wrested back control a little bit.
Yeah, I think they've wrestled back control completely. Yeah, they've slowed the game down a wee bit more, because Roscommon did have that momentum. But I'd say they'd still be looking at a few scores here just to kind of pull away a bit more. You know, it's 112 to 1-5, so Roscommon are dangerous inside when they get that ball in. I think the forward line needs to kind of win a bit more ball here, and keep it in there compared to what they're doing in the first half. There's an awful lot of pressure. The Roscommon backs are soaking it up this time, in the second half and playing it back in. So I think the forward line, he's looking to work a wee bit harder here from what I can see on the sideline.
Anna Hussey taking the sideline, of course, as we know from inside her 45. The new rule this year, she can take it over her hand, but it goes out over the line too tight to that sideline there. And it's going to be a sideline cut for Armagh's number 5, Emer Hayes, the vice captain. She won't care about the slitter. Someone's gone running for the slitter over there. Take all the time, kill it even more. It's 18 and a half minutes in this second half by my clock here. See the planes heading out of Dublin Airport. So they're dealing with a tricky wind. It's a tricky enough airport, I believe, according to pilots, to land in when there's a wind blowing, and I'd say it's tricky enough today. But we're dealing with the tricky wind here in Abbottstown as well, as Armagh are doing the need for 112 to 1-5. That opening 11 minutes from Sinead Quinn, a goal and 3 points, really set them on the road. Get a word from Ivan in a minute as this ball is with Sally Bulger looking to clear it. Out it goes to the middle. Fighting it out there, Bulger and Conley trying to stop Armagh, building on it, and have Roscommon taking this ball away. It looked like they had, but it's been held up, and eventually digging it out is Caitlin Egan, but she's a long way from where she probably needs to be, I think. And that's been the problem, Ivan, the last couple of minutes since the goal and the point, it hasn't been built on.
Yeah, I think the Rachel Fitzmaurice goal chance, I think that's been a major turning point. You can sense since then that Armagh have realised they just need to slow this game down, just keep it smart, use the ball, use the short passing, and then hit the channels when the space opens up. But I have to say, I do think Shona Fallon's added something since coming on at half time for Roscommon in that attack. She does look dangerous, just that final pass, Armagh just have that extra body back.
Yeah, how important will that Kiri Devlin save maybe be from a momentum point of view? It definitely has been. And that came after the Roscommon goal. A credit to Kiri to be able to do that after, I suppose, a little error mid the Roscommon goal. But Rachel Traynor getting this ball back out, shot coming in. But look at that wind, takes it away. Within underneath it is Emer Smith, being tracked all the way by Anna Hussey. You're impressed with Anna Hussey, Ivan, you know. Yeah,
she's a solid bit of stuff. She'll get stuck in anyway. There's no half measures there, which is what you need for a corner back.
Absolutely.
She's really grown into the role as well. Even the first day, she has the look of an inter-county player.
Paul coming forward now, driving on with Armagh, looking to step inside. Could this be kind of the icing on the cake? Oh, yes, it could be. And those are the kind of things that just keep some of the pressure off Ciara, don't they? And like Emer, battling forward there and getting that score.
Yeah, great score from Emer McGeary. Yeah, as I say, one of those minors pulled up from last year, so she's plenty of energy around the middle of the field. Has been working hard today. So great to see her get a score there. And yes, totally takes the pressure off now. That's what they needed.
Yes, back out to a 7-point game. Or, sorry, I should say an 8-point game. Scoreboard hasn't changed there. I have it at 113 to 1-5 anyway, but ball is out. We did see the umpire going for the flag, didn't we? So 113, 1-5, it's been confirmed with me anyway. It's just not on the clock here as that shot comes in for Fitzmaurice. Good score, Rachel Fitzmaurice. She's got the goal, she got a point here, narrowing that gap.
Yeah, I think it's still a 7-point gap. I don't think Armagh have been given the last point on the scoreboard yet, but it's a good score from Roscommon. They just need more of that, just that short pass and good run from Rachel Fitzmaurice as well off the ball. She's a deceptively good mover, but Roscommon, they do need to get more of a control in the middle third, which is what helped them get that purple patch. They just need to get that back again.
Yeah, so 113-1-6 is the ball played across the field. And free advantage being given as Rachel tried to get away, but it's going to be a free in. And the shout goes up for Tierna Maxwell.
Yeah, see Tierna Maxwell here warming up for Armagh. Was a forward, very pacey forward, so had started some of the games throughout the league game, so probably unlucky not to get starting here today. So she'll be on to make a point too, as we kind of entering into championship too. So plenty of pace out of Tierna.
The ball goes in and it's over the bar from Rachel Traynor.
Yeah, another great score from Rachel once again from a dead ball. So just Armagh's kind of flows ticking away here at the scoreboard.
But those two scores now I think have nearly assured grips on the trophy here, isn't it?
I think so, yeah. As you said, the goal from Roscommon and the point kind of put them kind of on the front foot, and then the save then from Kerry was a huge turning point then, and that would have totally swung the game back. But look, Armagh's got the grips with it here, and I really can't see them losing this game at this stage now.
Yeah, taking control. 4 points is all they've got in the second half, and 1-2 for Roscommon, but it's the way they've managed it since the goal. And we saw a spell there, Ciara, there's no question about it. We saw PJ with his head in his hands, that there was concern that maybe momentum, the pendulum had swung, hadn't it?
Oh, 100%, yeah, absolutely. He'd be panicking, and I think that has happened to Armagh over the last couple of years too, especially in the All-Ireland finals. The momentum swing, they haven't been able to manage it well, and that's how the other teams have capitalised and got away from them. So he'll be happy how they have managed this game, when it has gone in the favour of Roscommon. They've done well there just to hold them to them 2 scores.
Yeah.
So I think he'll be happy enough now, but I suppose PJ's never happy. He'll always have something to say to them, which is a good thing too.
So Armagh looking to make a substitution shortly. We heard there Tierna Maxwell as Rachel Murray settled in this ball, dropping it in. Dangerous ball now. Michaela Finneran looking to get this ball out to the middle. It goes batted back in there and back to Rachel Murray. She's the second time looking to turn inside. Anna Hussey, intelligent play, a ball across to Forker. Forker settling on it, puts the ball up, but it's gone to the left, and they haven't got the grips of that. You can clearly see on occasion, Ciara, we've seen the goalpost moving. But they've hit a couple of bad wides to the left, if you're going to be critical at all.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. They haven't got the grips of that kind of that tailwinds coming across that field there. They have hit a couple on that side wide. So again, a lot of things, these will be things they'll be looking at on their video analysis, going forward.
Good puck out then from Michaela. Batted down well by Armagh. Are dealing okay, 114 to 1-6. As substitution going to be made for Armagh. My watch, 55. Jewellery is the problem. Chains, earrings, all sorts being removed here at the minute. As they're waiting for Tierna to get in on the field of play as this ball is knocked in by Roscommon. Ball is on the way. Devlin read that well. Fitzmaurice was in there again, as you'd expect a goal poacher to be. Ball is out to the middle now, where it's trying to get on the ball. Katie Convey. Roscommon. I'm sure Ivan Mary will be happy-ish with regards to, going on to the All-Ireland series. These will be 2 sides that could meet again, of course, as we know, and lots more to worry about. But, are we seeing progress? Every time you've seen Roscommon this year, are we seeing more progress, do you think?
Yeah, I think they're taking steps in the right direction, but there's no escaping the fact that Armagh are a lot longer on the road. They're a lot longer together. You can see they know each other's runs so well, whereas Roscommon, it's sometimes taking that extra second to identify it and then to play the pass. And against the top side like Armagh, that's where you get punished, because they have, by the time you do that, they have their sweeper over, they have extra bodies covering the space that you thought you had.
Right, you'll have to get to it, start thinking about player of the match overall as well, because we have an award to give them at the end, and we'll be hearing from them at the end of this game. So what do you do here now? Take your chance, work something?
I was thinking try lob it almost for the top corner.
Yeah, Rachel Fitzmaurice now was stayed out with try. She's been well marshalled out, and Orla Connolly will be interested to see now what she's thinking of. Yeah, she went for that black spot. If went up and over, it did, and it does. And another score for Roscommon, 58. Emer Smith getting on a little bit of liquid after good performances. 3-1 over on the far side. And as we said, since that save by Kiri Devlin, it has been controlled from Armagh. As we said, May have only scored 4 points in this second half, but that breeze, as you can see, one stage the flag is blowing so hard on the sideline here, but it swirls at either end. As Rachel Murray tries to get on this ball now ahead of Hussey, plays the ball back into the middle, falls off the hand there of Armagh's attacker, but it's been returned here now. Trying to drive on Akira Hill. Ball hits the deck, and it's Sally Bulger. 2 minutes to go. Thinking of our Centra player of the match. We'll have a presentation we hear from management here at the end of this encounter in the Centra National Camogie League Division 3A final. Don't forget, coming up at 3:30, I'd say they'll be heading on air in the next couple of minutes from Banagher, Kerry and Meath in the Division 2A encounter. And don't forget, tomorrow then, live on RT television, the Division 1A and 1B, Dublin and Clare, and what promises, I think, to be a cracker, Waterford and Galway in Division 1A. Both of those games from UPMC Nolan Park. Ball played down into the corner where Murray's looking to get on this ball. Hussey and herself have had a bit of a battle in the second half. Rachel Murray looking to get inside, but I think she was fouled, but I think, I agree with Alan Donny, she had just overstepped it. And he has been consistent on that. A minute of normal time to go. Ball played forward and cut out there by Armagh's centre back, Fiona Loughran. So Armagh looking to do what they did 2 years ago, defeating Laois here. Division 3A went up and then unfortunately came straight back down. So, Ciara, if that's one thing, I suppose, that they'd be hoping, that doesn't become a yo-yo scenario,
Well, that's it. Yeah, they were very disappointed last year that they came down from that Division 2. They were very unlucky in actually 2 of the games that they could have actually won. So again, it's the same as the Junior Ireland finals 2 years in a row. You have to get over the line, in those games. So it's so important. So yeah, they'll be going up this year and they need to stay up. That's where we want to be.
Well, with the talent that is there, you'd hope 3 minutes of additional time to be played, and that is just about to happen now. So, ball knocked in by Sally Bulger, looking in long. Devlin gets a good strong hand on it, and well, she has been under pressure a couple of times now since the goal. You have to say, Kerry did very, very well since, hasn't she, Ciara?
Oh, she's done fantastic. I said that to you, Killian, that Kerry's not just very experienced. One wee mistake there, which was so unlucky, as I say, came in under the top of that crossbar, which is horrendous for a goalkeeper. She's done so well. Like, it's been 2 saves there, and she's cleared lines on numerous occasions. So Kerry's had an excellent game.
Ball is knocked in and it's gone over the bar. And that is a fair shot from Orla Connolly, was it?
Yeah, Orla Connolly. She's had a good game today. First score from play. I believe that's 5 in total for her. She's done well, in fairness, really led the charge for Roscommon.
Sub's been allowed to go on sideline and get ready. Armagh,
I think it should be 114.
That's the closest I think Roscommon have got.
Yeah, I think it's 114-18. I think that
1-8
was,
it is, yeah.
114-18.
Apologies, it is, yeah.
6 points, it still feels a bit of a tall order with time very much against them.
1-8. Ball is sent forward. Referee is calling it back as he. Jenny.
That was a lot in fairness.
1-8. 1-8. 8. Yeah, fine. So, free to come from Grace Jones. Minute of time to be played. Comes out off of the Roscommon player. 114-18. Armagh, as I said, controlled the second half, but Roscommon haven't disgraced themselves. There's no question about it. And Mary Grehan, I'm sure, will try to extol the positives out of this performance. And Roscommon won't be any pushovers if whoever they meet in championship coming up. Good sidling cut ball into the middle where Aileen O'Brien gets her hand on it, but she's surrounded by orange jerseys. But it's taken on here by Orla Connolly. 5 points in this game. Should be considered for player of the match. Mannion playing it forward, dropping the ball in, and it's a dangerous one in towards Una Kelly. Kelly looking to play the ball across towards either Egan or Fitzmaurice. It might work out here. Ball is on the deck again. Look at Alana Sutton is slipping inside. If there was a chance the ball was to break, got to be careful now. Fiona Loughran, 10 seconds remaining. What can Roscommon hunt for? Sally Bulger playing this ball in. Dangerous enough ball. Armagh just got to get possession. You feel that'll be the whistle. Ball is going to be cleared. Into the hand it goes. Taken on here by Ciara Hill. Seconds away now from claiming the National League title, Division 3A, sponsored by Centra. Ball is on the ground. Alan Dohney allowing the play to continue. We're now over whatever time he wants to play. Minimum of 3, of course. Not a whole lot of stoppage, but he's allowing Roscommon to come out with this ball. Looked like it might have been steps, but play is allowed to continue for Lohan. Out to the middle it comes. Roscommon looking to take one last charge with their centre back Aaron McDermott, who was injured in that early on, but referee says that challenge was a little bit high, and he's continuing to play. Alan Dohney, I think, has told PJ that time is up as such, so chance here now. It's Orla Conley looking to play this ball forward. 1:14-1:8. Dropping in around the 30-metre line. A stick went up to bat it out. It's a Roscommon stick though. It was looking to send it back in. I'd say Alan Dohney's thinking about that whistle. He's been thinking about it for a while. Ball has passed off. The danger woman Fitzmaurice coming out on a hell of a long way to try and get back at it. Ball is knocked into the corner. Bulger looking to step inside. Armagh looking to get it clear. We've kicked on another minute and a half by my watch. And eventually Alan Dohney says, I've seen enough. That's it, done and dusted. 1:14-1:8. Ciara, congratulations to you. Armagh victorious. They did all they needed to do in that first half, and they led 1-10-4 at half time.
Yeah, I think Armagh played very well. Look, they came in as the favourites into this game. Roscommon put it up to them as we thought they would, and they're the same over the years. You know, you can never rule Roscommon out, but I think Armagh was very happy with how they managed the game. Overall, they got the scores in the first half when they had the win. That was the advantage. Utilised them, and then they managed it, especially when Roscommon came back at them. So they'll be happy. Look, they're delighted to get back up in Division 2 where you want to be playing.
Ivan, quickly on a Roscommon point of view, they'll be thereabouts, won't they? Again, I was impressed by the challenge that they ultimately put up in the second half.
Yeah, I think if you're looking at it from Roscommon's perspective, lost by 8 in the group stage, lost by 6 today, they're getting closer, still a little bit away. As I said, I thought Emer Hayes, who we kind of get player of the match, was superb back there. Just have to work out how to get a few more scores on a day like today, but for Roscommon, plenty positives to take from the league. 2 wins in a row before today. So I don't think they'll be too disheartened. Just have to knuckle down, make sure they take care of business in the championship, and these sides could be meeting in the latter stages again down the road in the summer.
Well, thanks to Ciara and to Ivan. You were brilliant compadres today here on the screen. Done to Ciara, she'll be a happy Armagh woman. Thanks for joining our coverage. We're not done and dusted yet though. We're going to hear from the presentations, and we'll also hear from player of the match and hear from PJ as well. But my thanks to Ciara and to Ivan for joining me on commentary. Well done Armagh, they are victorious here 1:14-1:8, but do stick around while we have the presentations and we hear from the respective proponents of the game here today and our player of the match and winning manager.
Okay, Akarja, Tafalcha Road, Galair, Gaji, Abbottstown. You're all very welcome here to Abbottstown. I just have a few short words to say and a few thanks before I make the presentation. As you can see, the wind is making it interesting. First of all, I want to thank Abbottstown themselves for making this pitch available to us and for ensuring that the pitch is in such fantastic nick. I think given the amount of rain that we've had even just overnight, the playing surface here is in absolutely brilliant condition. And I'd ask you just to give a round of applause, please, to the Abbottstown groundskeepers who make it available to us. I want to thank the referee, Alan, and his team of officials. We say it all the time, but if we don't have refs, we don't have games, and it's very important that we show Alan and the officials the respect that they deserve. I'd ask just for a round of applause for Alan and his officials, please. Centra, our sponsors, our National League sponsors. Centra came on board this year. It's hugely important for us.
Jesus.
I'll put an injury claim in, it's alright. You get it off it? It's only one broken arm, it's okay. Now, I want to thank Centra. We all know the name Centra. It's such a huge brand in Ireland, and it's a huge coup for us from a Camogie Association perspective to be able to announce Centra this year as our new sponsor. Emer is here on behalf of Centra, and I think a round of applause for Centra, please, for coming on board as our National League sponsor. I want to thank the supporters, and you can give yourselves a round of applause. I know particularly with the fuel blockades and the roadblocks and everything that we've had to deal with in Ireland over the last couple of days, and we stay out of the rights and wrongs, but I know it's very difficult for people to get around the country at the moment, and I really appreciate the effort that I know all of you had to put in terms of going back roads or whatever to get across here today. So thank you very much. I'm always appreciative of the supporters, but I'm particularly appreciative of the efforts you made to be here to support the girls here today. The teams, both teams, be very proud of yourselves. Roscommon behind me. Both teams be very proud of yourselves. Excellent game. That wind is very hard to play with. Very, very stereotypically a game of two halves in terms of the way that game was played. Roscommon wasn't your day today. Super performance, so the very best of luck in the championship ahead. Today, obviously, Armagh have had a fantastic season in the league, unbeaten throughout the league so far. We have two presentations. I'm going to call from Emer from Centra to come forward and present the player of the match. The player of the match is chosen by the streamers. And it is the Armagh number 5, Emer Hayes. Without further ado, I'll call on the Armagh captain, Rachel Traynor, to receive the cup.
Thank you very much. Right, bear with me now, try and remember who to thank. Firstly, just to Roscommon, girls, with you coming down here, you're going to give us such a fight, and that is exactly what you've done. As I said, it is a game of two halves. You were here last year, and I've no doubt you'll be back here again next year. I'm sure we'll be meeting you further down the line, and just best of luck in the rest of your championship.
You know where the paramedics bag is.
I haven't a clue, no, I'm not.
Next thing, just to our sponsors, McBride Utilities, just thanks for all your support this year. We're always kitted out to the last, and yeah, just thanks for everything you do for us. Like, I'm probably going to repeat myself here, but to Ashburn for the facilities, this is basically, it's close. You're going to get to Croke Park. It's always like a carpet. It's sorry, what is it? Oh yeah, Ashburn, we're not in Ashburn. Sorry, Abbottstown. The facilities are unbelievable. Just with the amount of rain we've had, it's amazing to get grass, like it's like a carpet. So thank you very much for all the effort that's put in here.
Ask a medic. Can you look for a medic?
To all the match officials as well.
He's gone in, but he wants his bag.
He's
gone in.
for,
He said he had to be paid.
draw, but it's much appreciated. Our management. Thank you so much for all of the travelling you do. I know it's not easy coming up and down the road every day. We're so appreciative for the amount of work you've put into us, for staying with us and believing us for another year. Hopefully we're starting to buy into what you want to do, and hopefully this is not the first cup that we're going to get for you this year. To our county board as well, just thank you so much for all the work you've put in, trying to find pitches, trying to source hot food, changing rooms, facilities, whatever it may be. I know it's not a thankful task, but we're very much appreciative of it. Just lastly to the girls, you've worked so hard from November, you're buying into what the management want, and you just need to keep pushing on now. Girls, this is the first of many trophies hopefully this year, and keep doing what you're doing.
They brought it in just there. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I'll need that for the interviews, unfortunately. Yeah.
We can up against this, can we?
No, because I need it on that side, unfortunately. To that's all. Fortunately, sorry, PJ, and well done.
Thanks.
We're not having started yet. And you're welcome back pitchside, PJ. You have that league trophy and a tough enough kind of victory to kind of win out, but you did it.
Yeah, very tough. Conditions aren't, people at home know the conditions are very difficult here. It's very stormy, very swirly wind, you know what I mean. And look, I thought we dug in well. We started the second half well, and look, we give away probably a goal, but we wouldn't want to concede again. And give them a wee bit of momentum. But look, I think we saw it out well in the finish.
You got off to a hell of a good start. Sinead Quinn had 1-3, I think, in the first 11 minutes, and it looked like it was just going to fall for you. But you probably, there was a couple of wides, maybe that took you a little bit of momentum out of it. At half time, what were you kind of saying?
Well, look, at half time we just kind of reiterated where the day we were in Roscommon in the league, the same scenario had presented itself. We went in at half time 3, 4, 5 points up, and they had played with a sweeper in the first half against the Breeze, and the same happened today. But we just asked them to carry the ball a wee bit more, try and work, get into the right positions, and just a wee bit better decision making. Decision making in the first half at times wasn't what we would hope for. But look, Roscommon were going to have periods in the game where they were going to come and have a go at us and attack. But I thought we stood up well. They took on the information at half time, and thankfully, look, they got the result.
And you come out and started that second half very well. You got 2 scores and you kind of were in control of matters. After that, you conceded a goal and a point, but you controlled matters again. Yeah. That probably is the one positive, I suppose, you would be taken out of it, that you controlled your own destiny, PJ.
Well, that's it. Look, I don't think at any stage Roscommon looked like they were going to win the match, and I think that's testament to the way our girls played. Yeah. I think that whatever lead we had built up, we got it built up, and in the second half, I told the girls at half time, they're going to push here, they'll probably push the sweeper up, but even with the Breeze, they sat with a sweeper and kind of played into our hands, because they've good players, they've good forwards. And I actually speaking to Mary afterwards, and I said, championship time you'll change that sweeper. I said you'll push up on us. So, but look, we started well. Like, the girls knew they had to start well. The first 10 minutes of the second half, if we'd have let them into it, it could have been going down the stretch. So it could have. But I thought Emer Hayes got player of the match. I think all our defenders really, really dug in well. You know, we only conceded like maybe 1-4 in the second half, so I can't be too disappointed with that.
You have Championship now, and this obviously helps. It's a nice shot in the arm heading into Championship now, PJ, with obviously a national trophy.
Brilliant. You know, I mean, these girls have lost a lot of finals. All-Ireland finals, league finals. Now they've won a final, the monkey's kind of off their back. You know, we'll celebrate tonight and enjoy ourselves to get back to the clubs for a week. We've Ulster Championship then in a couple of weeks, but it's not really on our radar. And then look, we'll knuckle down and we'll prepare as best we can for a crack at the All-Ireland.
Well, it's another notch on your CV as well, PJ, as well. I know you won't mind that too much, but look, bigger fish to fry, and obviously Championship now is something that you want to target.
Can't wait. You know, it's a... I think I said to you last year, speaking to you beforehand, like we were a year early last year. I don't think we are this year. We've got, I think, the age of the team, we've got 12 or 13 20-year-olds there. 7 of last year's minor panel that won an All-Ireland. And then you see the experience of Rachel, Emer Hayes, Gemma and that there. So it's a good mix. And look, we make no bones about it, and everybody will know. I think ourselves, Roscommon, Kildare, Tyrone, you know, Wicklow as well. We'll all fancy our chances in the All-Ireland. So we know now we can beat everybody. It's just a matter, can we beat them when it counts? You know, 1 win or 2 wins gets you an All-Ireland semi-final, and we'll target an All-Ireland semi-final and take it from there.
Well, I'm sure we'll be seeing you over the next couple of months anyway, PJ. Congratulations today.
Thanks very much, Killian.
No problem at all. Thanks indeed, PJ, for joining us. I'm going to grab Emer if I can, and Rachel might come over to me as well. Just get a quick word. I'll grab you that, okay. And congratulations, our player of the match, Emer. Congratulations, Rachel, as well. Emer, your sister wanted to tell me she had no hand actor part in the decision of it, but congratulations on our player of the match.
Thank you.
Describe that now, you know, as somebody that's obviously been around, and the two of you have this Armagh team a hell of a long time.
We have been, yeah.
Winning a national trophy, I'm sure you don't sneeze at them at all, do you?
No, definitely not. Look, I suppose we have been around quite a while, and look, they're few and far between, and like any national trophy it's what you train for, it's what you play for, no matter when it comes, whether it's in April time, June time, August time. They're really important, and our first goal this year was to get back to Division 2. It's where we feel we need to be to progress, and where we deserve to be with the youth that's coming through. They're of that standard, so that's where we want to be every year.
Do you feel that was there ever a position that you thought, look, you know what, I'm going to put the feet up this year and leave it off?
I would say me and Rachel have this conversation every year. Every year, and I don't know what it is. I think we started together, so we'll finish together. We'll keep going anyway. But no, look, there are times, and you know, we've had our fair share of losses.
Yes.
But you know,
we're on the right track.
The girls are there, they drive you on, the management drive you on, the supporters drive you on. It's you know, it's what we love doing, so we'll be here until our bodies tell us to stop.
Rachel, I was saying it to Ciara on commentary, I've been doing the streaming now the last number of years. I've covered Armagh a hell of a lot. You've been through troughs and all sorts of roller coasters, but is there something about this crew? There's a lot of youth and exuberance in it that maybe things are clicking?
Yeah, look, we were probably unlucky a wee bit last year, probably have been in the last few finals we've been in, but everyone seems to be buying into things this year. We've got a lot of youth coming through. A lot of our minors are very, very strong and pushing for places. I'd say it's probably the best panel we've had in a very, very long time. So, look, hopefully this is the year.
Looking at it though, I suppose you come out here today, you're up against an opposition that, you know, they're probably on the road as well of trying to revolutionise themselves again, having been in the doldrums for a while. It's never easy, is it?
No, it's never easy, and if you think, next year's our year, there's always another team kicking on. It's not as simple as, sure, you'll get them next year. There's always more teams coming in, there's more teams dropping down from the intermediate, and every year's just as hard. You never get it smooth sailing.
So, a couple of weeks now to get ready. I'm sure you'd like to be back in Croke Park. Would that be right?
Oh yeah, of course. That is the goal.
It's our goal. Look, we'll take one step at a time. First game, we'll Ulster Championship first. We'll take that, and then every game we'll just try to keep progressing and see where.
We're not looking ahead to Croke Park now. Just one game at a time.
Yeah.
But you're going to enjoy this tonight, I'm sure.
We will indeed.
Congratulations, well done, Rachel and Emer, giving her their views there then on being our player of the match, and obviously the winning captain. Well done to Armagh. They are the Centra National Camogie League Division 3A champions, and if you're not fed up up with Camogie, switch over, because Kerry and Meath are now on the YouTube channel as well, live from Banagher. And don't forget, tomorrow, RT coverage of the Division 1A and 1B finals from UPMC at Nolan Park. I've been Killian Whelan. Thanks to Ciara and to Ivan for the great job they did, and also to Conor on camera duty here this afternoon. The wind has played havoc with us, but thanks to the lads for helping us out here as well, and keeping the podium here behind us. But we'll be at some coverage of Camogie real soon. We'll talk to you then. Good luck. Men, thanks very much.